So, what's up guys? It's me again, Georges le Garçon, back with another vlog. Today it's just wanted to just sit and kind of talk about just like the run club, how running's been going for me, some of the pros and the cons of running, like how I found it, how I got into it, and yeah, just like kind of how I run and why I run, how frequently I run, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just waffling now. But yeah, today's vlog is kind of about that. Yeah, just welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna play you some B-roll of my Sunday run that I already completed today, and then we'll get back into it and just talk about it and just see. Hopefully you enjoy it. So, yeah.
I don't know when to stop because that car's
Look how
on my
nice and
arse.
clear. Out here with Mario today, about to look some mileage. Day for it. Blue and red today. Show us the drip. It's the running drip. It's still no proper trainers, but we're working on that. It's been paid now. It's payday. You gotta get comfy trainers. But yeah, good spot today out in Brighton. Everyone's running, cycling. It's good motivation, man. I feel like this. Obviously, this is my fit. Nike shorts, Spark socks, the best running socks. I got
What is that?
they're just so comfy and light and thin, but they hold together really well. Vuvu classic standard day in the office. About to log maybe 12, maybe 10. We'll see how Mario feels. But always keep it light, as they say, sexy pace, you know? You don't want to look not sexy out there, like you're trying too hard. Done a 10k. Mario pushed him to get sub 50 10k, and yeah, it's a lovely day for it, man. So sunny, breeze is nice out in Brighton, everyone's exercising. It's always a good vibe. But yeah, definitely my favorite club run so far. It was lovely to do it like in another place, a bit further from home, a bit nicer, especially we've got nice cafes nearby, so we're gonna go reward ourselves with something to eat. I'll get Mario something nice. Pushing himself. I had to push him.
A new body, legs, anything, man.
A new body, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we gotta pick up Eloise from Pilates, grab some food, and then make the most of the day. But it's nice to get it done out and early on a Sunday, like morning. I know some people rather have their line on a Sunday, but I prefer to just go out, get it done, do the business, you know what I'm saying? Do the business, get it done. So, for those of you guys that didn't know, I got into running like probably 2 years ago now. When I started running, I was heavy as hell. I was, I think, like 10 kilos heavier than I am now, nearly 100 kilos. So, which it probably didn't look it at the time, but I'm 6'3", so I feel like when you're tall you are, obviously, kind of like the heavier you are almost. So at the time I didn't feel like I was carrying that much weight, but I was carrying a lot of weight compared to how much I weigh now. I'm weight almost like 10-12 kilos less. So yeah, my girlfriend's dad, he would run all the time, and he was running. And then I worked with like my good supervisor Tony. He was always a runner. He was a runner, and I was kind of under his mentorship. So he would always waffle about, oh, running is so good, like, no, it just opens you up, and it's just, yeah, it's just such an amazing sport, blah blah. And he took me out for a 10k one day. I was like, oh, let me give this running thing a go. Took me out for a 10k. I thought, oh my god. I finished that run. I thought it was hell. I was like, I don't know if I like running. This guy was just running like it was easy. I just ran a 10k. I was like, I'm not sure I like this. But I completed it, and then he challenged me like run a half marathon. So anyone that knows me knows I'm mad competitive, and I wasn't about to let him say, oh, you can't run a half marathon, like I don't think you can do it, blah blah blah. So I signed up for one probably like a month after I run a 10k. And yeah, long story short, I did that run. It was hell. It took me an hour 52 to run my first ever half marathon. Like I said, I was heavy, it was hot. I did train for it a little bit, but probably wasn't as hydrated, just didn't do the right style of training that I should have. So that also took its toll. But the more I did it and the more I was training, the more I like kind of fell in love with running. Like I do like it. It just gave me more time to think, be free, like through my thoughts, and just be more centered, be more at peace. And also, yeah, so I carried on running, and then just carried on getting better and better with the running, started logging more mileage and doing longer runs, you know, instead of like having a week where you do like 10-15k, I started having more 30k weeks, you know, 40k weeks. So it just got better and better. Like the more you put effort into it, just the same as everything else, the more you put effort into it, the kind of better it gets and the better you get at it. So that's kind of what happened. And then I started running at some running clubs, which kind of inspired me to try, and at least I'm still working on it, but try and launch my own kind of running club in the area. In terms of, I went to one, and it was a bit of an older demographic, but I thought maybe I can maybe launch one in my area for slightly younger people looking to get into it and just have a bit more fun with it, because I definitely love it and think that more people could potentially love it too. So yeah. And then after running for a while, I also, about 2 years ago, I kind of started boxing at the same time as I started running. And then the more I got into my boxing, the more the running kind of went hand in hand with it. For those of you guys that don't know, it is quite traditional for boxers to get their cardio in through runs. Maybe not so much longer runs. Traditionally it's shorter runs, so within 3 to 5 miles. They don't tend to go on longer ones that maybe I do. I do some of my runs maybe 10 miles, you know, 11 miles, or if in kilometers, like 21 kilometers, 16 kilometers some days, you know. I just enjoy running. Like I do it more from enjoyment, but definitely in terms of like the benefits of the side, in terms of boxing, like when I'm sparring or when I have fights, I definitely feel like that has always given me a slight advantage over my opponent. Just the fact that I do have that tank, I can run for a little bit longer, which then makes, when I'm fighting people, it's almost like, well, being fight fit is like completely different, don't get me wrong. Like being fight fit and running fit, they are still two different things. Like if you're not constantly sparring, constantly, you know, training right, hitting the bag right, and your nutrition's on point, I'm not saying that just running alone you're gonna go into boxing and you're just gonna have a better tank than everyone else. No, but I think those two things combined really made me, you know, enjoy boxing a bit more, because excuse me, I knew I had the tank, and a lot of people maybe in my weight class, they haven't necessarily got the tank for it. So that's another reason why I felt like running really benefited me, and I would say to a certain point changed my outlook of the sport. So yeah, and it's really nice, like days like today, going out there, running with my good friend Mario, like running with some company, it always makes a difference. It boosts you, you push one another, you know, you're really motivating each other. So I feel like if I could advise one thing, I'd say don't just feel like you have to do it all by yourself. Like get a group, get a friend, go for a run, you know, it'll make you feel way more better, way dialed in, and just, yeah, just I feel like it's a lot more pleasurable and a lot more enjoyable than what people even give it credit for. I feel like obviously at the moment it's trending and a lot of people are doing it because other people are doing it, but I have to say, other than it being like a trend and health being a trend at the moment and whatnot, it really is good. So I can only advise people to try it themselves and then see what they think. Again, I don't think it's going to agree with everyone, but yeah. But to round it off, I'm going to give you my top things that I think I use, or top bits of information. One is footwear. Like, please don't run with like some bricks on your feet. Like, at least try and get like running shoes. It doesn't have to be the best shoes, it doesn't have to be the latest Nikes, it doesn't have to be Alpha Flies, Vapor Flies, or carbon plated shoe, but at least get like a comfy running shoe. I don't know, go to an outlet or anything, just as long as it is actually a running shoe designed for running. Two, running what you feel comfortable in. Like, I always say to people, when you look good and you feel like you like your outfit, it always affects your performance. Don't run in stuff that you feel really uncomfortable in, or in like jogging bottoms, or stuff that's gonna make you super duper sweaty and that you don't necessarily like. Just always try and run in something that's gonna make you comfortable. It kind of is the same with the shoes. And the last one I would say is music. Like, if you're someone that lacks the motivation, like I for the longest would run without music, but that's because I felt like I was really motivated to actually go and run and get the run done and all sorts, and I didn't really need music. But that just meant that when I finally did start running with music, it felt like so much more of a luxury and more of a pleasure, and it makes that run a bit more manageable, a bit more doable, because then you put on your favorite song and just cruise and say, alright, today I'm just gonna listen to this playlist and just cruise. Same with people that love listening to podcasts. Podcasts aren't really my thing whilst running. I don't think I can really be in the zone and in the mood for running and then put on a podcast. I think music kind of agrees with it more, in my opinion, but I know a lot of people that do use podcasts and are really motivated by that. So everyone to their own, but yeah, I'd say those are my top 3 pieces of advice when it comes to it. And then yeah, that's all. I hope you guys have enjoyed the vlog. I know I'm due to do a pickup very soon, so we'll get into that next week. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week.